We've been talking so much NBA 2K21, but we wanted to stop and take a moment to thank you guys for tuning in and joining us for 45 episodes in NBA 2K20.
We've had so much fun connecting with you all over this past season.
So as we put NBA 2K20 to a close, we take a look back at our favorite moments on NBA.
And a glimpse inside the locker room. Players' final few moments. Well, a momentous decision, DA. Thank you. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Allen.
On the boards, he's been a much bigger presence these last few years than he had been prior. And he can be counted on now to make an impact with his rebounding. And that's a product of all the work he's put in down low.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Napier is out there with Brown. And it's Bonga in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Nets, Lance Thomas out there with Allen. Then there's Karis LeVert. Then there's Harris. And it's Chioza in at the point guard position. And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. Stolen by Thomas. And here's the break. LeVert with it. Picked up by Brown. Bonga deciding where to go with it. The quick look, no good that time. Well, at 6'7" Doris, Karis LeVert describing himself as a point/shooting guard.
Well, why not? Because his slashing ability, his blinding speed off the dribble is really what makes him problematic. His burst is special, and it doesn't matter if he's going left or right.
And it's Napier missing. Harris outside. To the paint. Brown. Here's Bonga, guarded by Harris. Back to Brown. Pass to Bonga. Shot clock at 6. Bryant. Rebounded by the Nets.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. Boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
Unloads from 9. And it's LeVert missing.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Napier passes to Hachimura. He kicks it to Bryant. Back to Napier. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And it's all knotted up.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
LeVert the pass to Allen. And Allen slams it in.
This guy is such a good all-around player. Karis LeVert sharpening his court awareness and finding his open teammates.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Napier with it. What a tremendous game he played against New York. Washington needs to get a shot off here. That gives them the lead. Doris, if you had to list a player with all the great talent in this league that's the most difficult to stop one-on-one, who would that be?
Well, like in similar situations, I can't give you just one. Some names that come immediately to mind. James Harden, obviously, has been in the MVP race for 5 years running, I think. He's virtually impossible to guard, right? He's got a great system for his individual skills. Kevin Durant can get any shot he wants at any time. And then the virtuoso that is LeBron James, who can pick you apart with shooting, with scoring, with passing. He's really nothing short of remarkable.
Now here's Napier. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Passes to Brown. It's Bryant, high post. Here's Bonga. And a miss there on the triple. And so Allen will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
How about Karis LeVert's confidence in the face of defenders to go ahead and power through? Nice.
Brown feeling it out a bit. The kick out to Bryant. It's stolen. LeVert with it. Picked up by Brown. Bryant against Allen. Pass to Chioza. For three, Harris. Rebounded by the Wizards. 24 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Hachimura the pass to Bonga. Bryant has the open look. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
You have to have the vision to find the open man. Beautiful pass.
Harris outside. Back to LeVert. Now the pass to Harris. Up in time. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. That's the end of the first quarter, and not much scoring. It remains. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at the Wizards. We've got Wagner. Robinson is out there with Ish Smith. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Hachimura in at the 3 slot. Wagner can hit.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
And second-round pick Kurucs ended up starting most of last season for the Nets as a rookie.
Well, think about it. Back in Europe, this guy was playing limited minutes for Barcelona. Some said they were trying to hide him from NBA scouts. But there is no question he is on everyone's radar now, Kev.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. And Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Here's Wagner. He had 10 points in the win against New York. Was shot by Mahinmi, no good. Here's Temple. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Temple's got his first basket of the night. Here's Hachimura. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against New York.
And the other thing, guys, he really got after it on the backboards. What a complete game for this guy.
Here's Hachimura. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Wagner. Crawford with the rebound.
It seemed like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else, and flat out choked it.
Temple the pass to Crawford. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Well, for Washington, D.C. basketball, they have one title to their name, the champs back in '78.
What a run that was for that team, led by the great Wes Unseld. But boy, in the 40 years since that title, my goodness, fans of this franchise have waited so patiently for that return to greatness. When will it come?
Here's Temple after the basket by Washington. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. And Brooklyn making a change here. Allen's checked in, and the Wizards making a change here as well. Bonga's checked in. Here's Temple. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Clock at 4. The Nets need to get a shot off here. A shot by Johnson, no good. Washington trailing.
2 minutes.
Smith kicks to Mahinmi. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Wizards. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. And then on Sunday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And for their matchup with the Nets, There aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Brooklyn Nets. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Harris kicks to Temple. Johnson outside. Pass to Allen. Over Mahinmi. And too long on the shot.
Boy, a little indecisive. I think he wanted to kick it out, changed his mind, and ended up missing.
Here's Bonga. And Washington again with the bucket.
Well, think about the Nets' Kenny Atkinson, a finalist last season for NBA Coach of the Year. This young coach got a well-deserved contract extension. And what I love is his team competes at a high level every night.
So it's Brooklyn now, following the bucket by the Wizards. Johnson's shot is off.
I think this is a spot he has got to become more consistent from if you want to command the defender's respect.
Smith wide open. He fires. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Now it's a 4-point Wizards lead.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Bounce pass Temple. Here's Thomas, and he uses the glass on the layup. Thomas got his first bucket of the night.
Nothing better than reliability for a coach, right? And Thomas with the nifty move in the painted area.
Now here is Smith. Outside Robinson. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Robinson's got the lead up to 5 now for the Wizards. Here's Temple. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. Wizards.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see you back. A pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period with just a 1-point lead. And that does it for our half.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Wizards leading by 5. They've got Joe Harris. Lance Thomas out there with Allen. Then there's Karis LeVert. And it's Chiozza in at the point. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And finish off by Bryant.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
I tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
Allen passes to Chiozza. Here's LeVert. Napier covering. The shot will not fall. Now Washington takes it the other way.
Well, think back to Karis LeVert's career at Michigan. It was marred by 3 foot surgeries in just 22 months. And obviously the medical red flags caused his draft stock to dip. But credit the Nets who picked him up with the 20th pick back in 2016.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
For Brooklyn, they have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. And the ankle injury for LeVert last season, more of a freak accident.
Yeah, Kevin, you think about it, he comes down on top of another player. It ends up costing him 3 months. But even through these tough injuries, what we know, Karis LeVert has shown when healthy, he can be special.
From deep. The shot off that time. Wizards leading by 6. To the middle. Here's Hachimura. Basket is good. He'll get a chance. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving. and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. Important points there. Got them on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
The Nets had to be so judicious and so smart with every move they made because they did not have top draft selections. So you have to use cap space to acquire picks. They had to find sleepers in the draft. They had to find players who were probably undervalued and then develop those players. This is an organization that used every tool at their disposal.
And here we go. Washington fast break on the wing. Brown. Outside Bryant. The Wizards working the ball around now. Napier finds Bryant. Here's Bonga. Here's Hachimura. Brown outside. They get the rebound. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Hachimura's got the lead up to 10 now for Washington.
And his coaches and teammates love that. They want Hachimura getting after it more on that offensive glass.
Crawford passes to Chioza. A three-pointer, no good. And Doris, the Nets showed they could manufacture a rebuild.
Kevin, what the Nets did was not easy. But to me, it shows you exactly how critical quality front office personnel is to the success of an organization. And the Nets were on point throughout the process.
Washington leading now by 10. Hachimura the pass to Bryant. And Bryant kicks to Napier. That's in, coming off an assist from Bryant. Napier's got 5.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Brown outside. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And proving to be effective around the rim. Hachimura leaving no doubt about that one.
Allen in the post. Working on Bryant to end the cold streak. Yep, that one goes. 9 points for Jared Allen.
Well, offensively, this guy has been cooking. They're definitely not losing because of him.
Now Napier. 5 points in the game. For 3. Good on the three-point shot. Napier's got 6 here in this quarter.
Yeah, and ever since halftime, they played precision basketball offensively.
I got to believe that's something the coach talked to them about at the halftime. They have valued each possession.
Luwabu's shot is off. And here's Napier. Oh, he nails it just in time.
One eye on the rim, one on the clock. What a play.
Coaches talk about ending quarters. Well, you cannot do it better than that.
And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. On out there with Hachimura. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. Then it's Smith, and it's Robinson in at the 2. Hachimura.
And the scary thing is, Hachimura is going to keep getting better. Games like this prove how special he can be.
Harris outside. Passes it to LeVert from deep three-point range. Rebound, Washington.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Mahinmi against LeVert. Mahinmi with it. Smith outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Knocked away. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Nets trail by 20. Johnson goes in. And he banks in the layup. Johnson's got his first points of the game. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. The Nets have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. And Thomas, here we go.
Well, a new era begins for the Washington Wizards, right? A change in the front office. The team has tried for years to rebuild in a number of different approaches. Perhaps a fresh outlook for fans under new guidance gives this team new hope.
The Nets making a switch here. Anderson's checked in, and the Wizards making a change here as well. Bryant is checked in for Ian Mahinmi. Outside, Robinson. Smith outside. The Wizards working the ball around now. Here's Hachimura. No good there off the double clutch. And for the Wizards and their new front office doors, a tough task ahead of them.
I think so, Kevin, because first and foremost, they need to change the culture of the team, right? Too long, there had been a lack of accountability in D.C., and I think once they address that, the rest of the rebuild could come easier.
2 minutes.
Smith on the wing. He's guarded by Johnson. Here's Hachimura. Kicks it to Brown. Wants to get it to Robinson, and does. Here's Bryant. Pass to Hachimura. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. From outside, off the mark. Nets trail by 19. Knocks it loose. And here's the fast break. Bryant leading the way. Fires from 18. Bryant. Nice persistence to tip it back up and in.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Wizards.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
The pass to Hachimura. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And a new group in for the Nets. Hall's checked in for Harris. Rodions Kurucs comes in for Lance Thomas. Musa, he's checked in for Karis LeVert. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Johnson. And then for Washington, Bonga's checked in, and it's Napier in for Smith. Bryant passes to Bonga. He kicks it to Napier. Here's Hachimura. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. And the Wizards lead by 21.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
Kept alive, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And the first one goes. Good on both. 6 seconds left in the game. From deep. Can't connect. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was.
to this very special episode of NBA 2K TV. I'm Alexis Morgan.
And I'm Chris Manning. Special episode because we have reached number 200.
Here's Tatum and
In your face.
You play 2K.
All the time.
You act.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And now you have an album. Anything you can't do?
I can't.
And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for him.
And he's been very active with his hands. How about the steal numbers this month? He's been really hounding on the defensive side.
And now Washington's starting group. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Shabazz Napier out there with Brown. And it's Bonga in at the 3, the small forward. And for Charlotte, Washington out there with Bismack Biyombo. Then it's Bridges. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Graham in at the shooting guard. A lot of different styles of basketball. And, we're talking about Coach of the Year here. What style of coach did you prefer to play for?
Well, I just wanted a coach that was honest, that held everyone accountable, and allowed us to get out and run. You want a coach that believes in the talent that he has and doesn't hamper anyone's skill set, doesn't hold anyone back based upon their offensive philosophy. The game is changing, so hopefully you have a coach that is flexible. Hopefully you have a coach that is forward-thinking, and you have a coach that says, let it fly. That might be the most important skill set of a coach, in my opinion. One that says, hey, you got an open shot, you better take it.
Now, here's Napier. Turned in an outstanding game against New York. And there's the foul. It's on Miles Bridges. That's his first foul. Right side, Bryant. Wide open. Bonga, no good. Here's Graham. He's covered by Brown. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. And it's Graham missing. Napier passes to Hachimura. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
Now, here's Rozier. He's guarded closely. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
Defense is aggressive on him, but when you're giving up that much height, there's only so much you can do.
For so long, the Hornets have been a perimeter-oriented team. Chris, now they need to find an impact big man.
Yeah, well, Jay, remember, they did have a couple of good years with Al Jefferson, where he was a force inside, but that was the last time the team made the playoffs. More balance in their attack would do wonders for this offense.
Now, here's Napier. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Shot clock at 5. Wizards need to get a shot off here. Step back shot.
And I think Bridges has some real upside defensively. He's strong, athletic, and able to guard multiple positions. And that's what every team is looking for.
Maybe he's not a priority for the D, but come on, man. Gotta have somebody keeping track of him.
And the basket by Rozier.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, these days, so much emphasis on the perimeter game. But you can see why after that sequence.
Here's Hachimura. Oh, that's blocked. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter.
That's a shot they're always happy to give, even when he blows the finish.
Bridges with the steal. And there's the pass to Graham. Now Bridges, and it's slammed in by Bridges.
And solid at just cutting through the defense. Give Bridges a lane, and he'll make you pay.
Napier kicks to Bryant. Tries from 10. The Wizards with another miss. Charlotte leading by 5. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Pass to Washington. Here's Rozier. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Oh, you gotta love Rozier. Skying up for the dunk. Really seizing the opportunity and capitalizing with this tremendous lead.
Now here's Napier. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
And Chris, a very unique experience playing in the nation's capital. What was your time like with Washington?
Oh, I love DC. Oh, I love Chocolate City. I mean, the surrounding areas of DC love the team as well. There's something special about playing in the capital.
Catching up on the changes for Charlotte. Zeller, who's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. Dwayne Bacon comes in for Miles Bridges. And it's Batum in for Rozier.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Wagner passes to Mahinmi. Here's Wagner. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Oh, that's a well-deserved assist. Not every player has the vision to make that feed.
Here's Graham. Drills the three-pointer.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
There's 39 seconds left in the first. This is it to Mahinmi. Clock at 6. Smith kicks to Mahinmi. From deep three-point range, Smith, no luck. Looking at the last game for Charlotte, it was a loss to the Heat in Miami. Here's Zeller. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Well, when Batum, Kevin, spots a wide-open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
Pass to Napier. Down low. Mahinmi kicks to Napier. Off target with his three. And so it's Charlotte in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They've been playing. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. What stands out to you guys from the Hornets in this one?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, they really got after it. I mean, they made life extremely difficult for the shooters, which is why they hold this lead.
Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Then there's Batum, and it's Bacon in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. Hachimura the pass to Wagner. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
Excellent work offensively to get that shot attempt into a can't-miss area.
Here's Graham, and he converts the layup. Graham's got the lead up to 9 now for the Hornets.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Smith the pass to Wagner. Here's Hachimura. The dish now to Mahinmi. Outside Robinson. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And here's the upcoming schedule for Charlotte. On Friday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then on Sunday, they'll tip off a road trip starting in Orlando and going up against the Magic.
And for that game against the Knicks, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
And Batum has arms that go on forever and ever and ever, which is why he's so dangerous when it comes to shot blocking.
Hachimura the pass to Wagner. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Wizards beat them last time when these two teams met in Washington.
Yeah, and they got beat last time these two teams met.
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
Going to the line, Nicholas Batum.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Oh, not many players with the more steady hand at the free throw line than this fella.
No good there. And the Hornets now going the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami. Batum attacking, and Batum throws it down.
Whenever Batum gets a lane to the hoop, he's looking for the throwdown. The D has to do better against him.
And Smith gets double-teamed and stolen by Zeller. He has a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. And now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. That will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do on the fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you. Here's Batum. Bonga pulls it in. Wizards trail by 15 to stop the run, and Smith puts it in. Smith's got his first points of the night.
When the break is on, Smith fills the lane perfectly, and you know he loves getting it out in the open floor. Yeah, and the Hornets, they had a very strong bench, not only with their scoring, but how they impact rebounding and passing. I mean, one of the better benches in this league.
No one near him. Offensive rebound. Mahinmi kicks to Smith. On the wing, Brown. Defended by Batum. Here's Bryant. Misses off the right iron. And the Hornets have had a strong bench for a while now.
Yeah, depth isn't a problem for this team, Kevin. Having a formidable starting five, though, has been. They need to consider trading some depth for an upgrade at the starting position.
Here's Rozier. That shot missing. Good work defensively by Bryant. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for Washington. They trail by 16. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
I mean, big-time win, bigger-time third-quarter comeback, and definitely a great game for us to watch as well. And so many issues for this Wizards team the last few seasons have been due to a lack of an inside presence.
Yeah, inside scoring has been a problem, GA. I mean, they've had to lean heavily on outside shooting. Also, though, they've been struggling with rebounding.
Brown down low. There's the pass to Napier. To the inside. Goes back up. And it's Brown missing.
He's got to do a better job making the D pay for their mistakes.
Inside. Here's Zeller. And the dunk by Zeller.
One of the more positive attributes of Zeller, the explosiveness to play above the rim on a regular basis.
Napier dishes to Mahinmi. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time.
Oh, you have to appreciate the ball movement and the commitment to getting a high percentage look.
Here's Rozier. Zeller. It's good on the putback. And the Hornets lead by 16.
And the work ethic of Zeller. Now that's what makes him dangerous when scoping out opportunities on the offensive glass.
Pass to Bonga. Feeds it to Mahinmi. Biyombo with the block. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Bridges leading the charge. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Excels at driving to the basket. Bridges making the D get physical with him when he penetrates. And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And the Hornets making a change here. Graham's checked in. Wagner, he's checked in for Washington. Robinson comes in for Brown. Outside Robinson. Here's Napier. His 3-pointers off the mark. Bridges, no one around him. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it shook.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They are in control. Man.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Nice game. Great performance by Terry Rozier.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So on the floor for Washington, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Brown out there with Napier, and it's Bunga in at the 3. It's deflected. Here's Napier. Bunga deciding where to go with it. To the paint. Here's Biyombo. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Zeller against Brown. Zeller passes to Biyombo. Beyond the arc. Doesn't go that time. Now Washington takes it the other way.
He's got to be disappointed with his performance, but it'll be easier to swallow if they keep the lead.
And here comes the break. Bridges misses.
Slow to get warm after the break. 0 for 3 now. Maybe they need an early timeout just to try to settle things down.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Hornets. And a change for the Wizards. Smith checked in for Brown. Free throw drops for Napier. Most teams now look to run early and often, Chris. And there are some keys to finding success, aren't there, in the transition game?
Yeah, and the first key is you run fast and you speed up the pace, but that doesn't mean you hurry and take a hurried shot. Pacing and speed is all about getting it past half court to see if the defense is set, and if they're not, to take advantage. But it's a 2-step process. And for teams that just run all crazy or willy-nilly, like my grandfather used to say, well, you're not going to do anything but play fast and bad.
The Hornets have made the most out of their opportunities at the line. They have yet to miss in 7 attempts.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
Wagner, he's checked in for Washington. Robinson comes in for Napier. Smith the pass to Wagner. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Oh, you got to appreciate the smarts of Smith. It's not just his speed. He's a phenomenal decision maker when it comes to the pick and roll.
Poke loose. And here they come. Wizards passing it around. They get the rebound.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Here's Graham. And the layup's good off the glass. Graham's got 4 points this quarter.
They needed that. They were getting a little tense after starting the half 0 for 3.
Good on that shot, and with that, the Hornet lead is cut back down to 13 points, and that one coming from Robinson. Charlotte has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Graham with the ball. He's against Smith. Graham with the bucket. Graham's got 11 points.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Yeah. Horrible effort. It appears they may be on the brink of giving up.
Bunga gets the bucket.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for them.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
And Batum kicks to Graham. Just 5 on the clock. Over Smith. Hits the front of the rim and out. Wizards trail by 13. To the middle. Here's Wagner. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
Here's Graham. Count it, number 5 from the floor this game. He's now 5 of 11.
He does all the little things. I mean, he does the big things. He's got them in front with another outstanding performance.
Smith the pass to Bonga. And Washington again with the bucket.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And some changes here for the Hornets. Zeller, he's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. Dwayne Bacon comes in for Miles Bridges. And it's Rozier in for Nicholas Batum. Rozier against Smith. And Mahimi now atop the key. And it's Mahimi finishing it off.
Well, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving to set up the open man.
Hornets leading by 9. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Rozier against Smith. Here's Graham. And the 3 off target.
He's done almost no damage from three-point range in this game. No threes in this half, and only 1 in the first.
Here's Napier. The Wizards have shot 80% from the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far. Free throw drops for Napier. And both free throws good for Napier. 5 seconds left in the third quarter. That's tipped. And so it's Charlotte bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Looking good. Let's take a listen now to Scott Brooks.
Every time we contest their shot, they make.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Bacon in at the small forward. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. Back to Rozier. From deep. Rebound by Mahimi. Mahimi's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And here is Brown. And Bryant kicks to Mahimi. Brown the pass to Mahimi. And it's blocked.
And registering one of the highest verticals at the NBA Combine, Zeller can send your shot back.
And the basket by Rozier. Wizards trail by 9. Napier with it. Down low. Here's Mahimi. Shakes him. Hornets with the rebound. Washington's got 4 rebounds in this game. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. High post try, and it's sent back by Bryant. Here's Graham, just 3 to shoot. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
Not quite enough defense that time around, just lucky he was off.
Here's Napier. Tips it up. Great positioning on the putback.
He makes so many hustle plays, and here he's working the offensive glass to the tip.
Now, here's Rozier. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And one of those little spark plug guys, Terry Rozier, plays the game with a break, I think, a chip on his shoulder.
I mean, the story goes, as a kid, when his temper flared, his mother would have to sit on him until he cooled down. He's learned to channel that fire and emotion into his game.
The Wizards making a switch here. Hachimura is checked in. Robinson for 3. A rebound by Washington. Washington's got 6 rebounds now in the game. The kick out to Rozier. Passes to Graham. Pass to Zeller. Rozier with the ball. Robinson picks him up. Zeller. And the shot is long.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And a lot of contact on that one. so and now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And again, the Hornets missing. And so Bryant will bring it up for Washington. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. The kick out to Brown. For the three. Hornets with the rebound. Washington's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. The pass to Zeller. Graham defended by Bryant. Pass to Rozier. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Hornets lead by 9.
You get it inside like this, you're going to get a high percentage shot almost every time.
Now Napier. 1:14 left in the fourth quarter. Brown the pass to Hachimura. Lets it go with the three. It's rebounded by Charlotte. They led by as many as 18 points. Rozier for 3. That shot off. Now the Wizards take it the other way. Here's Brown outside for Robinson. Off target from outside.
Even for a player who's not a three-point specialist, I mean, that's a shot you've got to knock down.
Washington, that's good.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
You know they are, sure. I mean, come on, the finish line is in sight. All they have to do is play it smart.
This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
Yeah, just got to work that clock and take care of the ball. Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Oh, Greg, that's the dagger. You can tell they wanted that one. I know that seals the deal.
And proving to be effective around the rim, Hachimura leaving no doubt about that one.
Now, here's Rozier. Napier covering. Pass to Washington. Lays it up off the glass.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Here's Robinson. It's in. So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the...
do I start? Where do I get my rhythm? Where do I...
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball. We're going to break in the action now. Let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Washington, winding things down this season. They're in that all-important 9th position within striking distance of a playoff spot. And, of course, New York. They're at the bottom of the conference.
Well, I think for New York, they haven't gotten anywhere near where they wanted to be this season. Pretty clear there's a big talent gap between them and the true contenders.
Well, you hope that they realize that and they have some self-awareness, but can they win some games, carry some positive energy, maybe some momentum into the offseason with which to build on?
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. We've got Hachimura down out there with Shabazz Napier, and it's Bonga in at the 3. And for New York, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Elfrid Payton is out there with Barrett. And it's Harkless in at the 3, the small forward. Now Napier. After the missed 3 from Elfrid Payton. Passes it to Bonga. And in tonight's game, pride definitely brought at stake. When you were with the Spurs, or any of the teams, talk about some of the epic conference rivalries you played in.
Well, I always go back to playing against the Phoenix Suns in the 7 seconds or less Steve Nash-led teams, along with the Amari Stoudemire, and what Mike D'Antoni was introducing to the game back in 2005, 2006, which, by the way, Kevin, everybody is doing now.
Right, yeah.
But tremendous talent on the court at that time, tremendous disparity in style of play, and watching Steve Nash during MVP years trying to conduct his team against the vaunted Spurs. Fantastic, incredibly competitive match.
And a lot of speed. I mean, it was eye-opening to watch.
And it was the Spurs trying to catch up. So how are we going to do the rock'em sock'em game against the 7 seconds or less? We kind of took care of it.
Here's Robinson. After the basket by Washington. No good on that one. Here's Bonga. Brown outside. And the 3 ball is good.
A somewhat sporadic three-point shooter, but he's able to knock that one down.
The Knicks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And there's the pass to Robinson. He kicks it to Barrett. New York moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Randall. The shot, no good. And Washington the other way now. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
Yeah, it just felt to me like they wanted it more. I mean, didn't get down emotionally when they got behind. And how about that third quarter comeback? One for the ages.
Now here's Napier. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against New York.
His passing, another high point in that game. He made sure it wasn't all about him. He wanted to get his teammates involved.
Knicks trail by 7.
Well, the Knicks had a lot of turnover trading for expiring contracts. They did what they could to accommodate the wishes of a lot of vets.
Yeah, the problem right now for the Knicks is they're not inviting to a lot of free agents, and that's really where they're trying to make their play. So fascinating over the course of the past decade that New York has not been able to attract the top-tier talent. So building through the draft, Coach Fizdale hopeful that they'll land a star one way or another.
Now here's Payton. A really disappointing game for him in that loss to Atlanta. Here's Robinson. And it goes down 2 points. Robinson's got his second basket of the night.
How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
Now here's Napier, covered by Payton. Pass to Bonga. Excellent D that time from Robinson. And a fast break now for the Knicks. And the shot goes in.
So creative on offense. Randall getting more and more comfortable handling the ball and understanding where he can get to on specific possessions.
Now here's Napier. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Napier's got his second basket.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Here's Robinson, and it's blocked, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Robinson. Portis comes in for Randall. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Maurice Harkless. And it's Ntilikina in for Payton. Here's Gibson. Rebounded by the Wizards.
The defense is tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Knox, he's checked in for Barrett. Bryant, he's checked in for the Wizards. Here's Hachimura. He picked up 12 points in their last win against New York.
Lest us not forget about the work on the glass, Kevin. His effort level was a 10 that night out of 10.
Washington shooting their first free throw of the evening. That free throw good from Mahinmi. Knicks trail by 8. Now Bullock. He's coming off a 10-point game against Atlanta. Over Robinson, and he can't bank that one in. Got it off in time, and that one is off. And so the first quarter is in the books. Wizards lead by 8. The second quarter coming up right after this break. Welcome back, everyone. It's Noche Latina in the NBA as we resume action. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Wizards, guys.
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
Defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And New York looking at who they've got. Knox out there with Bobby Portis. Then there's Reggie Bullock. Then it's Taj Gibson. And it's Ntilikina in at the point. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Ntilikina's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for New York. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Wizards. 6-point lead. Well, it's been an up and down start to his career, but we do know that Frank Ntilikina can play defense.
Yeah, interesting to see how it is he progresses in terms of his offensive game. Feels like the league is tending to lean more, Kevin. If you had a decision between a defensive player and an offensive player, it's going the offensive player's way. So Ntilikina is going to have to step up, show that he's improved his shooting range, and then get consistent minutes on the floor.
And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Outside for Robinson. Nice ball movement by Washington. Here's Hachimura. He's guarded by Bullock. And again, Washington no good. Knicks trail by 6. Nice pass. Right under the rack perfectly for the layup.
Taj Gibson's postgame continues to improve, that time showing a nice touch.
Feeds it to Bryant. Plenty of space. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
Yeah, this is what you love about him, the confidence on that mid-range.
That's a staple of his offensive attack, and proving once again he can do some damage from that area.
In transition, here come the Wizards.
And it's all about getting to the right spot, and Hachimura did just that in transition.
For New York, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Here's Ntilikina. 20 points for him last game against Atlanta.
And then there was his passing. When he wasn't scoring on his own, he was making plays for his teammates, and they just couldn't figure out how to defend it.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. The promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. But Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
And DA, that's when he is at his best. Thank you. Each team has a catalyst, Brent. Some guys are ball dominant or play within the flow of the offense. Is there one approach better than the other?
Obviously, great coaches, Kevin, are going to find what it is that their best player does well. And as many times as I could get my best player into that situation, that's what I'm going to do. So if it's Harden in isolation, James Harden's going to be in isolation. If it's Steph Curry setting off-ball screens and relocating for threes, well, I'm going to do that too. So it all comes down to a fit with the player, his skill set, and how the coach wants to use that best.
Well, in terms of rebounding over the last 10 games, these are the rookies that have been head and shoulders above the rest. Now you look at Hachimura, third in rebounding, and what a physical presence inside.
Well, we've seen how ferocious he can be in the paint. He's not shy about trading elbows and bodying up for position.
And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. And then for Washington, Bonga's checked in, and Troy Brown subbed in for Robinson. Payton dishes to Barrett. On the wing, Ellington. He's covered by Brown. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
The Knicks shooting their first free throws of the night.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Wagner, he's checked in for Ian Mahinmi. Napier passes.
Look at that. Total letdown by the D. Can't leave the bucket unprotected.
Absolutely. And it takes an easy 2 points onto the lead.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that.
Payton kicks to Barrett. Pass to Robinson. 5 to shoot. Lets the 3 fly. Barrett, no good. Washington shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And the first one at the line is good. And both free throws good for Napier.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Ellington with it. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. At the elbow, it's Robinson. Unable to get that one. Good work defensively by Bryant. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Napier. And again, Washington, no good.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Robinson goes in. It's good. Robinson's got 6.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Here's Wagner. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Bryant's got the lead up to 10 now for the Wizards.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
And so it's the Washington Wizards going into the break with a 10-point lead.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the end. Things were going Washington's way from the beginning. They showed tremendous effort and drove the action early, starting off with a 9-2. And that
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. As Napier really making a difference here.
Yeah, and the numbers don't jump out at you, but the impact on the game sure does.
Well, the commitment he has to fill his role and consistently fill that role. That's what that team needs from him.
Second half is underway, and here's who Scott Brooks has got on the floor. Hachimura out there with Wagner. Then there's Shabazz Napier. Then there's Brown, and it's Bonga in at the small forward. Wizards leading by 10. Brown the pass to Wagner. Here's Bonga. Here's Hachimura. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. And it's Brown missing.
Well, the D's so tight on him, it makes him alter his shot. And an easy chance turns into a tough one because the defense is swarming.
And the call will be against Julius Randle. That's foul number 2 for him. About 1 minute played here in the second half. Brown outside.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Oh, and he can't cap off the break. And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
Well, if they got a favorite play, Kevin, it might be time to break it out. 0 of 4 to start it.
Bonga, the pass to Hachimura. To the inside. Bonga, no good.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
And stolen by Napier. And here we go. Washington fast break. Bonga gets the bucket.
And finally, someone scores.
Yeah, the buckets have been few and far between, and neither team able to get into any sort of offensive rhythm.
Payton looking around. Here's Robinson. Rebound by the Wizards. Hachimura's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Napier kicks to Brown. Just 5 on the clock. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. The layup missed. Payton's shot is off.
I'm honestly not sure what that was about. Maybe a protest against his coach?
So you're saying, GA, that he's out there right now protesting in some form or fashion?
So for the Wizards, Mahimi's checked in for Mo Wagner. Robinson comes in for Brown. And it's Ish Smith in for Napier. Now here is Smith. Passes to Bonga. Mahimi with a wide open look. And again, Washington no good. Knicks trail by 12.
Well, Fizdale, part of those great teams in Miami as an assistant coach with Eric Spoelstra. He coaches with a lot of fire and enthusiasm, is very involved emotionally in what his team does on a daily basis, and it's why a lot of these young players are gravitating towards his coaching style.
Smith outside. Bonga deciding where to go with it. Here's Mahimi. Gets the 14-footer to fall. Mahimi's got 7. And New York hoped that Fizdale's likability would be a factor in free agency.
Yeah, I think it's going to help the Knicks as they move forward here. Try to find some stability with their coach. That way David Fizdale and his messaging can remain consistent with the type of players that they try to attract here to Gotham.
The pass to Ntilikina. Here's Gibson. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought. And so it's Bonga who brings up the ball for the Washington Wizards. Hachimura the pass to Robinson. Smith wide open, he fires. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Smith's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on it.
And to make that mistake at this time is tough to come back from.
Well, not making things easier on themselves right now, that's for sure.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for the Knicks. The finish, the big dunk at the end of the break.
Great long strides there from Kevin Knox and a beautiful hoop gliding down the floor in transition.
Smith outside. Pass to Hachimura. Here's Mahimi. Gets himself open and drills it. Mahimi's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Here's Gibson, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit. And a moment ago, inside the huddle with Coach Scott Brooks.
Keep passing the ball. Play fast.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. They've got Taj Gibson. Portis is out there with Knox. Then there's Reggie Bullock, and it's Ellington in at the two-guard position. That's the 5 for New York right now. Whistle blows, basket is good, so a chance here for a three-point play. At the number of trades now starting to involve stars. Feels like the league's power balance is always shifting to some degree.
Yeah, and I think organizations that are trying to stay ahead of the trend, Kevin, might think about, we might have a star for just 2 years. How can we get the next one? Backside of that, Kevin, is a lot of these star players are signing deals that are not extending to 4, 5, 6 years. You can't even do that anymore. So you get a guy for a couple years. What he wants to do is maximize his earning potential for 1 or 2 seasons, become a free agent again, and then look around the league where opportunities not only to win, but to also cash in. That's what's happening in today's game.
Robinson passes to Bonga. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. The rebound by Gibson.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Pass to Knox. It's Portis, high post. A second chance effort. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Hard work on the offensive glass. You can see the coaching staff rise up and clap for that effort.
A different look for New York. Julius Randle's checked in for Gibson. Harkless comes in for Kevin Knox. And it's Payton in for Reggie Bullock. Troy Brown's checked in for Washington. Shabazz Napier comes in for Smith. Good on the bucket. Wagner's got his first basket.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Payton dishes to Randle. Second shot opportunity. Hachimura grabs the miss. Hachimura's got his 7th rebound here tonight. It's Brown on the wing. Ellington defending. Passes it to Wagner. And stolen by Portis. Here's Ellington. Makes it off the glass.
The man was wide open there, and Julius Randle understood the timing to get him the ball to get that score.
Now here's Napier. D right on him. Wagner. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Wagner's got 4 this quarter.
And yeah, he's not messing around. He wants no part of a comeback in this one.
Well, he's grabbed a tee and a blanket because he's putting this one to bed.
And that one, good.
Like to see this on a nightly basis happen a few more times. He knows he's got to get better at the mid-range jump shot.
Wagner passes to Hachimura. And the call on, and it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's Hachimura. He's defended by Randle. Kicks it to Napier. There's the pass to Hachimura. It's stolen by Randle. And pushing it up. Here's New York. The shot by Harkless, no good.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
Here's Napier. Tries again. The kick out to Brown. Fires the three. The shot, no good. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Randall passes to Harkless. Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
Not getting old here. Seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
Napier feeling it out a bit. Pass to Wagner. It's up a three, and he's good on the three ball. Wagner's got 7 now in this quarter.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Wizards.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight they had both.
Yeah, and listen, you only get the assist if the guy you give it to makes the shot. So a lot of assists will up your field goal percentage, but this was a great team effort by everyone.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25. Catching up on the changes for New York. Robinson's checked in for Portis, and Barrett subbed in for Wayne Ellington. And a change for the Wizards. Bonga's checked in.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Payton kicks to Barrett. Some nice passing by New York here, and the shot goes down.
As a playmaker, Barrett has improved his vision, plays with a good recognition and been very unselfish. Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
And it's off from three-point range. And that one drops.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one.
2K TV, Bill Simmons, the sports guy. Now, the sports guy is your nickname, but if you were a player, what would you have as your nickname?
Washed up.
Washed up,
Yeah.
that's it?
Yeah, I quit pickup like 5 years ago.
I'm gonna end it right now.
He's going to end it.
I'm going to end it.
I feel it. I feel it.
Game.
The setting is Washington.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
A good Friday night to you, sports fans. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for him.
The most positive thing about his last 10 games, the work on defense. His mindset has become very aggressive. The steals are up, and he's becoming a big factor on the defensive end.
So the Nets starting five. We've got Allen. Thomas is out there with Joe Harris. Then there's Karis LeVert. And it's Chioza in at the point. And for the Wizards, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Shabazz Napier out there with Brown. And it's Bonga in at the 3 spot. Well, these are not the lineups that either team, Clark, thought they would have for this one. Big injuries to contend with on both sides.
And that happens sometimes during the course of the season, Kevin. It's actually a good test of your depth and your will, and it gives other guys an opportunity to step into the breach and show what they've got. Always interesting to see which guys will take advantage of a newfound opportunity.
Yeah, a lot of opportunity, you're right. Here's Chioza. 11 points for him in that last game against the Warriors in San Francisco. The Wizards working the ball around now.
And proving to be effective around the rim. Hachimura leaving no doubt about that one.
The pass to Allen. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Here's Hachimura. Last game he had 12. Back to Napier. Just 4 to shoot. Over Harris. Hachimura. That one's not going to go. The Nets have gone 2 or 3 here to start off the game. Here's LeVert. The shot, no good. And Washington the other way now. Here's Napier. That's in, coming off an assist from Bryant.
That's a textbook example of how to move the ball. Boy, you got to love that action.
LeVert the pass to Thomas. Hachimura grabs the miss. And here are the Wizards now. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with a win.
Yeah, it was a narrow win. But at that last meeting, I think foul trouble for the other side may have really just tipped the scale and allowed them to escape with the W.
You know, whether it was their smart play or a few whistles that perhaps could have gone either way, when games are tight, every decision becomes more magnified.
Tremendous versatility for Karis LeVert offensively, Clark, and defensively. He can play multiple positions.
Well, I like that about him too, Kevin. 6'7", he's a gifted scorer, can make plays when the ball is in his hands. The Nets have a number of ball handlers, and that's what Coach Kenny Atkinson believes in. To get a lot of guys that can make plays and do it for each other and together, and we've got something good.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And you look at Karis LeVert, Clark out of Michigan, 6'7", and a tremendous athlete.
Kevin, he's one of my favorite players over the last handful of years coming out of college. He had some injury issues his last 2 seasons at Michigan, but he's an excellent two-way player. Outstanding energy and aggressiveness, and makes all kinds of plays at both ends of the floor and plays the game the right way.
Now here is Robinson. Back to Smith from 12 feet out. The putback, it's good on the putback.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Here's Luwawu, and he jams it with authority.
It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
Smith the pass to Wagner. In the corner, it's Robinson. Launches it. No good on the shot. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. And the basket by Caruch.
And Karis LeVert is a very willing passer, somebody who's always looking to set up his teammates, actually focuses on doing that.
Smith up top. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Hachimura. And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect. Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the three ball in his last year of college. Hit over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor. He is really versatile, and I feel like he's putting it all together.
Garrett Temple has checked in for LeVert. On the wing, Johnson. There's 42 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Pass to Luau. Here's Temple, guarded by Robinson. Allen trying to break free. Temple can't get it to go. Wizards leading by 4. 23 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Mahinmi passes to Wagner. To the paint. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson.
Yeah, there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Temple dishes to Johnson. Shoots the 3. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Washington. Versatility is so important in today's NBA. That works just fine.
I don't really limit myself to one position.
And with all the switching we see teams, Greg, employing right now, that defensive versatility is highly prized, highly valuable.
And Johnson, an excellent athlete. He's got the tools to impact the game both offensively and defensively.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Wizards, guys.
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, guys. Without those second chance points, this game would have had a much different feel to it.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Taking a look at the Wizards. Hachimura out there with Wagner. And it's Robinson. And there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Smith in at the 1 spot. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Robinson's got the lead up to 9 now for the Wizards.
Great job of crashing the offensive glass. He stayed with it. That's hard-nosed, tough basketball.
Here's Temple, guarded by Robinson. No good that time. Now Washington takes it the other way. Here's Hachimura. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Now, here's Mahinmi. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Robinson goes in, up and in on the layup. Robinson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And the shot is good.
Defensively, you just can't afford to give these easy looks up. Just asking to get burned if you do.
2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Pass to Smith. Washington needs to get a shot off here. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Here's a look at what's coming up for Washington. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. Then on Sunday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And Kevin, things could get ugly for this team during this road stretch. They just haven't had the same focus nor execution that we've seen from them when they're at home.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Bonga's checked in, and Shabazz Napier subbed in for Smith. Here's Napier. Scored the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight. And Clark, when you think back to your playing days in high school, what memories come to mind?
Well, just the fun of being able to have success all 4 years I was at St. Joseph High School in Cleveland, the way the city rallied around us my senior year when we had a chance to play for a state championship. Unfortunately came up short. The teammates and coaches and teachers that I had a chance to enjoy those 4 years with, all really fond, special memories for me.
Here's Wagner. After the basket by Brooklyn. Wizards passing it around. Mahimi finds Robinson. Doubled by Crawford. Wagner can't hit.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Temple gets the bucket.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Mahimi with a wide open look. Great touch on the 16-footer. And the Wizards lead by 7.
And when he rises up, he knows he's probably going to get a clean look. It's a matter of executing.
You know, for me, it doesn't get any better than seeing big fellows who can use the mid-range jumper to their advantage.
Now here's Crawford. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. Thomas, no luck.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Wagner passes to Mahimi. Now Napier. Here's Wagner. He's guarded by Johnson. Pass to Bonga. Here's the 3. Offensive rebound. Kicks to Napier. Now the pass to Bonga. Now Mahimi moves back up. That shot, no good. Excellent D from Thomas. Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Washington. Brown comes in for Robinson. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. LeVert the pass to Allen. Another shot. A shake. And it's good on the way in. Allen's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Well, you see the hustle from Allen there, guys, and his relentlessness and the mindset to keep at it really allows him to gobble.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Wizard.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We welcome. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Washington in control. They lead by 5. Thanks for joining us.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. As Napier really making a difference here.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Checking out the group for Kenny Atkinson to start the second half. Allen is out there with Thomas. Then there's Harris. Then there's Karis LeVert. And it's Chioza in at the point. From about 19 feet, Bonga, no good. And so Allen will bring it up for the Nets. It's a 5-point game.
Boy, I covered Jared Allen in college, and you look at the physical profile he's got. 7.5-foot wingspan, big hands, explosive, really good athlete. He's got all the tools and an upside without limits.
Left side, Thomas. Second chance shot. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. Thomas got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Nets. Napier feeling it out a bit. A rebound by the Nets. You were talking, Clark, about Allen's length and leaping ability. He's dangerous around the rim.
Boy, he sure is, guys. Still developing his skill game, but he's already more than serviceable at the offensive end of the floor. And we know he's a rim protector defensively. Good feet, gets up and down, has a nice touch and good hands. Boy, this guy is going to be some kind of player going forward.
Wizards making a switch here. Smith is checked in. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Here's Hachimura all alone. The kick out to Brown. Top of the key, Bryant. Brown controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Here's Allen. Here's Thomas. Passes it to LeVert to the middle. Here's Allen. The second chance effort. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And a one-year player at Texas. Jared Allen came into the league as a bit of a project. He's got ample playing time to develop in Brooklyn.
Robinson's checked in for Washington. Caruge is checked in for the Nets.
Boy, you know, you look at the raw athleticism of Allen, very enticing. I mean, he's a quick-footed, shot-blocking big guy. He's got a great future in this league, in my opinion.
And, Greg, safe to say Allen's defense is ahead of his offense.
Yeah, but his mobility and leaping ability serve him well as a finisher, providing that vertical spacing teams like to have inside.
Three-pointer, LeVert. Let's keep it alive. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Back to Allen. Pass to Chioza. And the Nets miss again. Wizards leading by 5. And Robinson gets it to go on the assist by Smith. Robinson's got 6.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
There's Brown with the 3. Sinks the triple. He has 5.
Loving the energy right now here in the third quarter as they try to take control of this game.
And I really think this is the time to do it because this is a real important juncture in the ball game right here.
Allen. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Boy, good touch inside. I mean, Allen does have a nice looking shot, but he's really at home near the hoop.
Smith scanning the floor. The high post shot. Washington gets it back and a new 14.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Here's Allen. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
And, you know, games like this really boost Allen's confidence. I mean, and that feeds on itself. He'll become more aggressive moving forward as a result.
Here's Brown. And it's sent back by Allen. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession.
And that's just another mistake. I mean, they've got it on autopilot, and they look totally dejected.
Shabazz Napier's checked in for Ish Smith. The Nets also changing it up. Temple comes in for Lance Thomas. And it's Tyler Johnson in for LeVert. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Robinson. Down low, here's Hachimura. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Robinson's got 3 assists now in this one.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And so it's the Washington Wizards going into the break with a 10-point lead. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. Back to the action after this word. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Brown out there with Shabazz Napier. And it's Bonga in at the small forward. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. The Mark, a big jump in scoring, but I think a lot of that is because of the prolific role players we have in the NBA now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. When you think about starters putting up points, and then you have guys that fortify benches and can get points in bunches, the first name that comes to mind for me, Lou Williams. A designated role of scoring the basketball in limited minutes. And when he gets it going, watch out. Nobody quite like Lou Williams putting it in the basket as a role player.
It's Brown on the wing. Back to Napier. Over Johnson. And too long on the shot.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Hachimura the pass to Napier. Here's Hachimura. Brown outside. Here's Bonga. Shot clock at 5. He kicks to Napier. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. The Nets making a switch here. Nets trail by 14. There's Thomas with the 3. It's hauled in by Brown. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets.
And, you know, even though they're on top, they're winning. I mean, they could use more from him. Trying to shut the door on this one.
Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Left side, Harris. And he gets it to go.
Yeah, impressive shot there by Harris. He's in the league to make the hard shots, not just the open ones.
Napier kicks to Bryant. Over Thomas. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Bryant's got the lead up to 14 now for the Wizards. Inside. Allen surveying the D. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen. LeVert's checked in for the Nets. Wizards leading by 14. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Napier dishes to Brown. Over to the wing. Here's Bonga. Guarded by Harris. Unloads. LeVert grabs the miss. Nets trail by 14. To the paint. Here's Allen. Good. And Harris gets the assist.
Set up on a platter that time by Harris. A room service dime right there.
Here's Napier. They grab their own miss. And it's Brown on the follow. And the Wizards lead by 14.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up.
That's what they've got him out there for, fella.
Easy little jumper for him right there, guys.
1:32 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Now here's Napier. And misses it off the right side of the rim. And here is Harris. To the middle. Here's Allen. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Wizards.
Their superior ball handling won it for them.
And fewer turnovers equals greater scoring opportunities. Any coach will tell you that. If you take care of the ball every possession, and this is a perfect example of what happens when you do.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And this isn't one of those mini series either. I mean, this is a 4-gamer. As hard as it is to beat a team 3 times in a row, it's even harder to do it 4 straight.
Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal it.
No question. That would be all she wrote.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Grant kicks to Bryant. And again, Washington no good. Brooklyn with the ball. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. He doesn't hit that one. From deep three-point range. No good on that one. And so Washington takes the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends.
much fun, but it definitely came with some challenges. Thank goodness for 2K.
That's right. In fact, it's been an honor for us to share our time and our episodes with you, the fans, the community. And the big news is NBA 2K TV is returning for Season 7.
Yes, we're coming your way on.
A stunning view of Capitol Hill from high. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Bridges.
And he's been on the upswing offensively these past few months. And you know how much they love getting all those extra points out of him. He's been carrying a much bigger load lately, and I think he'll just continue to get better.
Here's the starting group for the Charlotte Hornets. Washington out there with Bismack Biyombo. Then there's Terry Rozier. Then it's Bridges. And it's Graham in at the shooting guard. And for Washington, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Napier is out there with Brown. And it's Bonga in at the 3 spot. Here's Napier. Turned in an outstanding game against New York. Late in the season, Doris, and some teams now are not going to be in the postseason. They're out of the playoffs and are giving more time. You talked about this earlier, giving more time to their young players to develop.
Well, there is nothing more beneficial to a young player than real-time NBA experience. So when you're out of the playoffs, those young guys start to get more and more minutes. They'll give those young guys more and more responsibility on the offensive and defensive end. And there's no greater teacher than giving NBA reps to guys who you think can be a key part of your future.
It's so fun for us as the fans and people that cover the league to get a glimpse of the future. What these teams, what these individual players could be like.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
Bryant trying to free himself up, and the basket by Napier. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Here's Graham. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Over the taller defender. This is why you have to stay connected to shooters on the perimeter.
Today's player is not intimidated by size. You even give them a sliver of a window, and they're going to make that shot.
Washington with the ball after Charlotte getting the 3. From the low block. Pass to Bonga. It's Brown on the wing. 4 on the clock. The Wizards working the ball around now. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Graham surveying the floor. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Rozier for 3. And it's the Hornets another 3.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
And with the 6'8" arm span, Terry Rozier, Doris, plays a lot bigger than his 6'1" height.
Kevin, there is no doubt this is one of the outstanding rebounders from the guard position. He is an excellent defensive player. Scary Terry can hurt you on both ends of the floor.
He kicks to Biyombo. Out to the wing. Bridges passes to Graham. From deep. Hachimura grabs the miss.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look. Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
The Hornets shooting their first free throws of the evening.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
Both teams will make substitutions.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
And the pass to Robinson. We've got 1:28 left here in the first quarter. And the dunk by Robinson.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
Here's Hachimura. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And proving to be effective around the rim. Hachimura leaving no doubt about that one.
Here's Rozier. Count it, good. Rozier's got 7 points in the game.
Well, exposing a weakness in the defense, that's just way too easy, guys.
Hachimura, the pass to Smith. And Washington again with the bucket.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
Pass to Washington. Back to Rozier. Here's Washington, trying to claw his way back after a terrible showing in their loss to Miami. Shoots from 12. Rebounded by the Wizards. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with the win.
Yeah, and in winning that last game, they attacked the basket aggressively, drew a lot of fouls in that game.
Two things are a product of that. One, you shoot a ton of freebies. Two, the other team goes deep into its rotation. Neither one of those two things is going to work.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Hornets. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. Looking at what we've seen from the Hornets, what do you think?
Just they've gotten to the line with tremendous consistency here through the first period.
And this is why coaches say be aggressive. As long as you're playing smart, good things tend to happen, even if you're on the road.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Then there's Batum, and it's Graham in at the 1 spot.
Well, hard blue-collar work ethic on display. This guy just beating everyone to the ball.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Charlotte's had to wait a bit the last few years. Now, the city hosted the All-Star game last season. But for the Hornets, they've gone 3 seasons without a playoff appearance and 15 seasons without winning a playoff series. In that time, the franchise has had 7 head coaches and a shifting front office. But Buzz City is hoping that its wait for playoff relevance will end soon. Kevin?
We all are. David, thank you. Wizards trail by 4. And there's the call on Cody Zeller. That's his first foul. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Batum brings the double team. Robinson passes to Smith, and that one drops. Smith's got his second basket of the night.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
Graham with the ball. He's against Smith. Graham with the bucket. And so Bryant will bring it up for the Wizards. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
I mean, it's a big-time victory when you can just storm back like they did. Didn't have a good first half, but completely outdid themselves, particularly in that third quarter.
Now, here is Smith. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. And now you look at the top rookie rebounders in the season's second half. Well, you look at Hachimura, 3rd in rebounding, and what a physical presence inside. And, of course, P.J. Washington.
I think the adjustment period is officially over for these two. I mean, if their second half performance on the glass is any indication.
And it's out of bounds. The Hornets able to retain possession here.
Active hands from him as he's able to deflect that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Troy Brown's checked in for Robinson, and Shabazz Napier subbed in for Ish Smith. Puts it up from 7, and the basket by Napier. Napier's got 6 points. Of course, you've covered so many great basketball players over your many years in this business. As a player, coach, now broadcaster, who has been your favorite athlete to watch or cover or report on?
All right, Kevin, you know I can't possibly name one, so I'm going to just throw several names out there. LeBron James has overcome so many challenges as a young person even before his NBA career. So his story is absolutely incredible and inspirational. How about Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers in the history of the NBA? Or Damian Lillard, who has proven so loyal to his fan base and organization and is one bad man when a game is on the line in the playoffs.
Here's Napier. Miles Bridges picking up that last basket. The tray. Bridges with the board. Hornets leading by 4. Charlotte moving it around. Pass to Graham. There's a minute 34 left in the first half. 6 to shoot. Here's Bridges. Bonga pulls it in.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Brown, good.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
We've got 1:08 left in the first half of basketball. The offensive rebound, and Zeller kicks to Biyombo. Pass to Bacon. Second shot opportunity. Rebound by Mahimi.
You will have to finish harder than that if you want to convert in traffic.
Brown finds Napier. Ryan in the post, covered by Biyombo. And stolen by Zeller. 30 seconds left now here in the second. Bacon the pass to Graham. Good. Score the basket. Mark him 4 for 8, shooting 50% so far.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Here's Napier.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. And so he hits both. Batum attacking.
Batum brings length in.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Rozier for 3. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back. The first quarter for the Hornets was fairly even. They got their lead up to as many as 8 points in the... And...
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Wizards trail by 4. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. On out there with Napier. And it's Bonga in at the small forward position. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Here's Bonga. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Brown. Plays it up and banks it in. Brown's got the first basket of the third quarter for Washington.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
Now Graham. He's got 9. And the layup's good off the glass. Graham's got 11 points.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Hornets leading by 4. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game. Now 6 for 10.
I love the fact that Bridges does a little bit of everything, including passing the ball.
And stolen by Biyombo. Fast break. Here we go. Here's Bridges. That's tipped. Bryant finds Napier. Right side, Bryant. And a miss there on the triple. Hornets have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. The pass to Bridges. That one doesn't go. And Washington the other way now. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. It's Brown with the drive. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. It's interesting, Doris, to see how these NBA players that come into the league looking one way physically and they leave looking another way, they change their bodies over the course of their career.
Kevin, you talked about this earlier. These players commit to their season over the course of 365 days. Virtually no offseason. Think about the reigning MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who adds 50 pounds of muscle from the time he enters the NBA. Or the other side of the equation, right? A Yusuf Nurkic or a Marc Gasol who drop weight, Kevin, to enhance their quickness and their stamina. These guys are so committed.
Yeah. Good on the shot, and with that, the Charlotte lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Hachimura. Rozier against Smith. And the basket by Rozier. Rozier's got 9.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Smith against Rozier. Down low, intercepted. From past the arc. Rebounded by the Wizards. Bryant looking over the floor. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Bryant's got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, it's such a sweet 3-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
Mo Wagner's checked in for the Wizards. And the Hornets making a change here. Here's Washington from down in the low post. It goes. Washington's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
And Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
But they recover it. Outside Robinson. 6 on the shot clock. Hachimura, and he comes up with the deuce. 6 points for him.
And his coaches and teammates love that. They want Hachimura getting after it more on that offensive glass.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And here's a look at some numbers for him.
The most positive thing about his last 10 games, the work on defense. His mindset has become very aggressive. The steals are up, and he's becoming a big factor on the defensive end.
Mahinmi's checked in for Washington. Smith feeling it out a bit. To the inside, Wagner, and he makes good on the layup. Wagner's got his first bucket in this one.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
34 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of the game. And Batum kicks to Rozier. Down low. Shot by Zeller, no good.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
For Charlotte, they have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
And here's Smith for the tie. That one misses. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Hornets lead by 3. And a moment ago, inside the huddle with Coach Scott Brooks.
First part of that possession was bad.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. Charlotte leading by 3. And on the court for Charlotte as we start the 4th. Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Terry Rozier is out there with Batum. And it's Bacon in at the 3 spot. And the basket by Rozier.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Well, when it's closing time, he's trying to lock the door. He's been going all night.
Napier passes to Wagner. Looking for Napier, and he gets it there. Outside for Robinson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets... And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hi, guys. I was able to catch the message James Borrego gave to his team. He said, this is where mistakes can kill us. This is where mistakes can turn this thing completely around. Protect the basketball and make the simple play. In other words, guys, no hero ball right now.
Thank you, David. Zeller against Bryant. Pass to Robinson. Kicks it to Napier. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's the triple.
There is a quickness and a physicality. Terry Rozier has all the tools to be a tremendous defender.
Back to Zeller. Charlotte moving it around. Here's Bacon. Passes it to Washington. Over Bryant. There's Bacon. A second chance effort. And no good. Some solid defense from Brown. And so Brown will bring it up for the Wizards. Trailing by 5. Great positioning on the putback.
And it's all about getting to the right spot. And Hachimura did just that in transition.
Rozier for 3. Rebounded by the Wizards. Robinson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Brown kicks to Robinson. To the middle. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. And the Hornets making a change here. Here's Graham. It's hauled in by Brown.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
Graham with the ball. Brown's there. Graham, the pass to Biyombo. Good. And And the Hornets lead by 3.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on him.
Napier feeling it out a bit. Shot from the wing. The Hornets pull it in.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Here's Washington, and he banks in the layup. And now a 5-point Hornets lead.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking. Jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Now here's Brown. Graham defending. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Wizards have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter from about 19 feet. And it's Brown missing. Hornets leading by 5. That's a 2 from Rozier. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. And stolen by Graham. Got a piece of it. Inside, here's Bryant, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Boy, when it's this close, you try not to give up these kinds of buckets. Boy, you got to do better defensively. Wow, you don't see him left alone very often. And, of course, he makes good use of it.
Here's Napier. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Here's Charlotte now. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Washington, that's good.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
Now, here's Rozier. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Graham with the ball. Over to the left wing. Bridges for 3. Hachimura grabs the miss. Napier dishes to Bryant. The 3. Bridges with the board. Here's Washington. Can't get it to fall. And so it's Charlotte with the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really...
2K21 demo is out now, and in this episode, we're jumping right in. Plus, we look back at our best 2K TV moments of 2K20. And first looks at what's coming up in my team for 2K21.
And a look behind the curtain here. Final prepper. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for him.
And he's been very active with his hands. How about the steal numbers this month? He's been really hounding on the defensive side.
And now the New York Knicks starters. Taj Gibson is out there with Randall. Then there's Mo Harkless. Then it's Barrett, and it's Payton in at the point guard position. And for the Wizards, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Napier is out there with Brown, and it's Bonga in at the small forward. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Effective at scoring the basketball. Hachimura understands his role offensively and plays it well.
Picked off in midair. And here's the fast break. Napier passes to Bryant. Bryant looking over the floor. Knocks it loose. Now, here's Barrett. He's covered by Brown. Here's Harkless. And that one goes long. And so Brown will bring it up for the Wizards. And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That's his first foul. Chris, you look at the grind of a regular season. Adam Silver seems open to fewer games or even fewer minutes per game. What do you think of that?
This is one that I'm not with, Kevin. You know, in my day, you had guys play 82 games. And let's go back to the days of Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. They were playing in shoes that basically were socks, and they didn't have tape, and they didn't have all the things that we're privy to in the medical industry. So I think we should keep it at 82 games and minutes the same, because it keeps a full context of sports where you can talk about Harden versus or Westbrook versus a Big O. It keeps the argument in the same place. I think fewer games, fewer minutes starts to change the dynamics and the expectations of what players can do. I don't mind changing and adding tournaments, letting guys get more rest, but I think the number of games and the minutes of the game has to stay 48 minutes, has to stay 82 games in my opinion.
Very interesting. Here's Hachimura following the basket by Alfred Payton. Now here's Napier, guarded closely. Randall with some nice D. Here's Harkless, and Harkless slams it in.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Now here's Napier. Bryant gets a wide open look. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
Oh, yeah, that's one of his go-to spots. I mean, you have to pressure him in that mid-range area.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
So for the Wizards, Robinson comes in for Brown. And it's Ish Smith in for Shabazz Napier. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for the Knicks. Ntilikina comes in for Payton. Here's Bonga. And Robinson comes to help. Clock at 6. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. So it's the Wizards now. Smith against Randall. Fires the three. With the second effort. Nice move. To the left wing, and Robinson wide open. He shoots a three-pointer off the mark. For New York, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. And a trying summer for the New York Knicks fans after trading away Porzingis. They were hoping to get a big-name player in free agency, Greg, and they didn't.
You know, shocking. They refused to offer the max to Kevin Durant. I mean, there were concerns with the Achilles, but instead he ends up in Brooklyn. Combine that with fans' disappointment at missing out on Zion Williamson, and the saga continues.
Gets a hand on it, controls the rebound, and puts it back up and in. Hachimura's got 6.
And his coaches and teammates love that. They want Hachimura getting after it more on that offensive glass.
Robinson passes to Smith, and a missed layup. New York trailing. Back to Robinson. Robinson with it. Picked up by Barrett. No one near Smith as he lets it go. No good with the triple.
Oh, man, as good of a shooter as he is, it drives him crazy to miss a wide-open three like that.
The shot's good.
He doesn't play around. If the buck is there for him, he's going to get it.
And so it's Washington with it. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
I mean, big-time win, bigger-time third-quarter comeback, and definitely a great game for us to watch as well. Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Randall with the bucket.
Let the big man eat. Give it to Randall there, and he's locked in on scoring.
To the paint, here's Hachimura. Randall with some nice D.
Man, when the ball's in his hands, that's as high percentage as it gets. It's just a fluke miss.
And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. Seven seconds left to play in the first quarter. Robinson for three. Tie game in Washington. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Yeah, it's a gambling style that pays off, GA, keeping things in disarray for that offense.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So, the Wizards 5 right now. Wagner out there with Brown. And it's Smith. And there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Robinson in at the shooting guard. Now, here's Mahinmi. He feeds it to Brown. Smith surveying the D, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Smith's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for Washington. And C-Web, when Ish Smith goes to the rim, he is so deceptive. You just don't know where he'll go.
Yeah, Kevin, and sometimes I feel that Smith doesn't even know where he is going. But he's the crafty player that keeps defenders off balance. With his change of speed, it's the job done.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much.
Oh, the timing couldn't have been better on that assist.
The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. On the wing, Ellington. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game.
Oh, that's not the kind of interior defense you want. Way too slow to protect the rim.
Here's Wagner, and he goes in for the dunk.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher. Here's Bullock, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Brown, the pass to Robinson. Back to Brown. And here's Mahinmi. Smith outside. Pass to Mahinmi. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. We're talking about number 1 options at the offensive end. There's a mentality, right, that you got to have as the team's go-to scorer, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Let's look at Harden. He can go 0 for 7, and then he expects to go 27 for 27. How about Curry? Have you ever seen Thompson when they said, oh my God, Klay Thompson is off. Last game, he only had 11 points. Well, when that happens, you can bet your last dollar that the next game, he's going to make every shot. And so what it is again, a short memory. Whether you make a lot, so what? I'm going to do that again tonight. And if you missed a lot the previous night, so what? That wasn't this night. Let's get it right now.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
Payton, and the shot goes in. Payton's got his second bucket of the night. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Pass to Wagner. Back to Napier. Takes a three. They get it again.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain that.
Knicks trail by 6. And here is Ellington. Passes to Harkless. 1:29 left to play here in the second quarter. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Here's Wagner, defended by Portis. And Mahimi now top the key. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Napier. That 3 off the mark. The Knicks have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Bobby Portis. Randall comes in for Kevin Knox. It's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Ntilikina in for Payton. Here's Ntilikina. 20 points for him last game against the Hawks in Atlanta. Robinson down low. Defended by Bryant. Tries from 10. And Barrett slams it in.
Man, sometimes it feels like Barrett wants it more than anyone else on the floor.
Now here's Napier. He's guarded closer. Outside Bryant. Pulls up. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Bryant's got the lead up to 6 now for Washington. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Randall left side. And Randall throws it down.
That's just a strong upper body. Randall converts through contact. Now he's going to go to the line.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And up to this point on the season, he's set a pace of right around 73% when he gets to the line.
The pass to Bonga. It's tipped. Pass to Ntilikina. Over Napier. Ntilikina can't hit. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. It's the Wizards up by 3. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the show.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back. A pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. Nothing seemed to give way on. And that does it for our.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Nice game. Great performance by Julius Randle.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Bringing the physicality. I mean, they kept working it to him, and he kept delivering.
Setting the floor for the Knicks. Harkless is out there with Julius Randle. Then it's Taj Gibson. Then there's Payton. And it's Barrett at the 2. Knicks trail by 5. Payton with the ball. Harkless on the wing. Right side Gibson. Here's Randall. Tries again. Gibson finds Payton. From 16 feet away, he cans it. Payton's got 6.
Way to work the inside out and draws the defense in and kicks it out for the open shot.
Now here's Napier. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. The shot by Bryant, no good.
And a new regime in Washington as they have moved on from from the previous GM.
And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They have decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on. Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
To the left side wing. Payton kicks to Randall. New York moving the ball around. Bullock, good.
They get burned this time. That's a shot they're willing to give up, though.
Napier up top, covered by Payton. Napier passes to Bryant. Here's Bunga. It's rebounded by New York. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. And that's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them. Barrett wide open, he fires. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
They're on target from the start of the half. I mean, they're moving well, they're getting some good shots. That makes them 3 for 4 from the field since halftime.
Here's Napier. No points in the game yet for him, but they'll get another chance. Pass to Bunga. Lets it go from deep. That shot, no good. The Knicks go the other way with it. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Angle right side for the lead. Bryant with the rebound.
The rotation in the D could be better here. It'll cost them next time if it's not.
Here's Hachimura. Here's Brown. Money from the wing. Brown's got his second bucket of the night.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Randall outside. Feeds to Gibson. Count that one. Gibson's got the game tied up here for the Knicks.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Passes it to Hachimura. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving it, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's Smith, 5 on the clock, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Well, that's the unpredictability of Smith. I mean, that's just a luxury, taking advantage of the weak defense in the pick and roll.
Alfred Payton, he's checked in for the Knicks. Here's Robinson. New York, no good that time either.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Robinson passes to Smith. Count it. Now it's a 6-point Washington lead.
Oh, Smith is a fighter, someone who usually doesn't back down from anyone, especially on these types of shots.
Here's Payton. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Wizards making a switch here. Bonga's checked in. He hits the second from the line.
And the 6'4", 485-pound Payton certainly has a unique skill set. Also wants to keep improving as a leader.
Puts it up from 15. Mahinmi, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Mahimi's got the lead up to 7 now for the Wizards.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Offensive rebound, another shot, and it's good on the layup. Ellington's got his third basket of the night.
Now, with all the intensity he plays with, boxing him out is a chore, a tough one.
Here's Bonga. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
First trip to the line for him here. First one falls for him. And so he makes both from the line. Outside Robinson. And so it's the Washington Wizards bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Ish Smith is out there with Robinson. And there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Bonga in at the 3 seat. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. He's off on the first. And the Knicks making a change here. Bullock's checked in. And he sinks the second.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
There's the pass to Hachimura. Mahinmi against Portis. Here's Bonga. Shot clock at 6. Mahinmi passes to Hachimura. Robinson with the block. And they're able to recover. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. So it's the Knicks now. They trail by 6. Smith against Payton. The feed to Bullock. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist.
Nice play call there. Down the stretch, getting him the open look.
Yeah, and when the game is tight, you can see why they go to him. And by the way, where was the defense on that play?
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. And it's Bullock in the corner. From outside the arc. Rebounded by the Wizards. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. Here's Bonga. Offline with his 3. Knicks trail by 6. And it's Bullock in the corner. Nailed from 3-point land.
Efficiency has been the hallmark right now down the stretch. He is making the most of his opportunity.
Robinson's got space. It's good. Only a few seconds into the shot clock. Robinson's got his first 2 points.
Well, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving and set up the open man.
Payton outside. Outside Portis. Up again. It's good on the putback.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. Bucket is good. Mahinmi's got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Now, here's Bullock, guarded by Robinson. Robinson misses. Wizards leading by 5. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Bunga. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Yeah, but defensively, neither side has been able to adjust, and that's reflected in the score.
Here's Payton. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
What intensity on the glass from Portis, junkyard dog. He worked so hard for the second chance opportunities.
Smith against Payton. Pass to Hachimura. 13 feet away. And the Wizards getting another bucket right there.
Well, you like guys who can work that in-between area. Really keeps the defense honest.
Oh, yeah. Flexibility is crucial. You have to be able to take what the defense gives you.
1:25 left in the fourth quarter. To the right side. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Robinson, and there's another one for the Knicks. And so it's Bonga who brings up the ball for the Washington Wizards. 6-point lead. Smith the pass to Hachimura. Mahimi with a wide open look. Off target from 3-point range.
Defensive breakdown, and they can't capitalize. He'll hit that shot almost every time.
And the D really on its heels on that possession, didn't know what to do.
Smith the pass to Bonga. Back to Smith. Wizards passing it around. Down low. Here's Hachimura. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Last thing they want to be doing right now is giving away possessions. I mean, turnovers can kill you in this kind of game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Mahimi. Brown comes in for Robinson. And Shabazz Napier subbed in for Smith. Then for the Knicks, Taj Gibson's checked in for Portis. Barrett comes in for Reggie Bullock. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Elfrid Payton. So the wing on the left, just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Now here's Napier, defended by Harkless. And so they foul intentionally. .11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They trail by 2. 8 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
Big chance here to tie it with a bucket.
Or they could take the lead if they play for the 3. Interesting decision.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, John Mahimi.
And his percentage from the field tonight seemed almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
Washington calls timeout. They're leading by 4. 1 second left here in the fourth quarter. So the first one drops, and that narrows the lead down to just 3.
And the French native has already made an impact. Ntilikina is a young guard who plays with confidence and purpose.
From deep 3-point range, misses the shot. And so it's Washington who scrape by with the win. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out.